Hello students, I am Ajit Verma in front of you, and in this tutorial we will talk about the Salesforce motivation. It's a paper named as Sales and Retail Management. It's in MBA third semester, and in third unit of that paper you will find this topic. Now let's understand the meaning of motivation first. Motivation is the art of getting people to do what you want them to do because they want to do it. In any organization, if you have the committed employees, if you have the hardworking and loyal employees, definitely you will achieve your goal within the shorter span of time. Uh, for motivating the employee or for achieving the goal, you should motivate your employees. And especially when we talk about sales, which is a very tough job as compared to any other job in the organization. You need to motivate your sales force many a times, because if they fail to work or if they fail to achieve their target, the whole organization will suffer. Basically, in any of the organization, the sales and marketing department is considered as the lifeblood, because that is primarily responsible for circulating the money, the product in the market. Because whatever quality or whatever standard you have achieved in the production process, and no matter how much better quality product you have made, until and unless that product is reached in the customer hands or in the market, the whole efforts are waste, and that responsibility primarily depends upon the sales force. So that's why motivating the sales force is very important these days. Now if we talk about the nature of motivation, let's understand the three step process, the layout which is there on your screen. The one is the unsatisfied need. On the second, we have the drive toward goal to satisfy need, and the third is the attainment of goal. So in simplest way we can understand the nature of motivation. To whom you can motivate? A person who have some kind of unsatisfied need. For example, if any salesperson is there in the organization, why he is working in the organization? He wants some salary, because he want to earn his livelihood. He has his family to look after. So there are certain unsatisfied need which he want to fulfill by doing a certain job. And if you are able to fulfill the requirement, the basic needs of that person or salesman, you are motivating him to do a job. So basically this is a three-step way in which the nature can be understood. Now let's have a look on the few theories which are very popular in case of motivation, and to understand the motivation, the concept of motivation. And the first theory which we generally talk about is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. And as you can see, it starts from fulfilling the biological and physiological needs. See, every human being has certain requirements, certain basic requirements, like we need food, clothing, shelter to live. And if these needs are not met by any organization, we feel demotivated. So the primary responsibility of any of the concern is to fulfill at least the basic needs which any human being can have. The second level, we have the safety needs. See, first we have to earn our livelihood, and we have to spend that much amount by which we can at least have the food to eat, and we have a shelter, we have the clothing to wear. And whatever the amount is left in our hand, what we need to do is we need to save that amount for keeping in mind the safety requirements of our future. Like we need to save the money for our future and our goals, like the marriage of our children or for the education purpose, or we save because some of the natural calamity may occur in future. So likewise we need to save that money into different ways, like in banks or some other policy, some mutual funds or bonds. So this is the second requirement, which is named as safety needs. At the third level, we have the need which is named as belongingness and love needs. As a social animal, Maslow is basically propounded human being as a social animal, because we live in society and we cannot live alone, because we need to share our emotions and feelings with our family members, colleagues and friends. So likewise in the organization also, we should provide such kind of environment to the people working, so that they can share their views they can have some suggestions which they can convey to their boss, and at least the environment is there where everyone can speak, everyone can share their feelings and emotions. So that refers to the third category of the need. Then comes the esteem needs. Esteem needs basically relates to the achievement, status, responsibility, and reputation, etc. And this is again the responsibility of the top management, that the people who have passed their life or who are experienced enough in the organization, they will be recognized for their good deeds, for their good work, and they must be recognized in front of the young youth or the young trained people in a meeting. So this will basically boost their morale, and they will feel motivated somehow, and their esteem needs will be fulfilled. At the last, the needs are self actualization. Normally, this is a need where the people can understand themselves in a much better position. So, generally, we find that at a certain age, when we grow old, we realize that what we have done in our life, whether that was our goal to achieve, and whatever the commitments are left which we failed to meet, we want to fulfill or close those commitments at that particular time. So self actualization state is a state where the people think about their own personal growth and fulfillment of that objective. So at the top level, you can find such people who are ambitious, and give them the target, give them the goal to set for themselves as well as for the organization, and the task which needs the responsibility, those tasks can be given to such people. The second motivational theory here is the Herzberg two factor theory. Herzberg has done a research on some middle level uh, kind of organizations, on a group of 500 people who are working there in those firms or organizations, and he realized that there are two categories of factors which generally talks about how much motivated you are, or how much demotivated you are. So he said that the things which motivates you are a part of the motivators, and on the other hand, the some of the factors that demotivates you jump up into the category of hygiene factors. So let's talk about first about the hygiene factors. Salary is the first concern. If you are doing a job, the first thing that motivates you or demotivates you is the salary which you are getting in return. If the salary is not good enough to live a good life, a good livelihood, as we can already have the Maslow's need hierarchy theory, we have understood it. So you may somehow you will be frustrated with your salary which you get, and you may not be able to concentrate on your work. Second factor which was found during the study was the technical supervision. If you are supervised very technically, very minutely, no one likes that kind of supervision. We don't have to forget this fact that we are not machines which you can supervise for 24 hours. We are human beings, and somehow we need rest. At times we need a break from the long working hours. So supervision is okay, but very minute and technical kind of supervision is somehow a problematic issue for many of the concern. At the third level was found the company's policy and administration. Company's policy are again a part of dissatisfaction among the employees. If the policies are not in the favor of employees, or they are very rigid or a rude kind of policies, obviously the employees will not concentrate on their work. Rather, they discuss about to change the policies. Fourth was the interpersonal relations. What kind of relations the employees are having with their colleagues, with their boss, and with the lower level of management horizontally. And vertical relations also matters, like how what kind of relations you have top level with the middle level management, and accordingly the middle level with the lower level of management. So somehow the interpersonal relations also a part of your motivation or demotivation. Next is working conditions. The working conditions where you work for hours should be good, should be hygienic, and the people must be able to sustain there for long hours. It should not be like the sunlight is not coming or there is suffocation, because the people may have some kind of problems, and if you don't rectify them, they may have the health issues related with the working conditions. So although the factors are many more, but these are the factors which are directly related to the salespersons who sales jobs. So I have taken all these factors. Now on the second aspect, we have the motivators like achievement. If somehow we have achieved something, we feel motivation. So this is the responsibility of the manager or the management to give some target to the salesperson, and when they automatically achieve those target, they feel motivated. At the second level, we have the recognition. Recognition simply means that you have to recognize the work of good employees, and maybe in a meeting when the MD or the CEO is addressing the sales force, then if you take a few names during your conversation, so all those people will automatically will boost it, and their morale will be high because they feel a kind of recognition from the management side. The third is the responsibility. Make everyone responsible for certain kind of things. And if, for example, if you say a particular salesperson that you are the in charge of Delhi or you are the in charge of Bareilly, it means a lot. And that person, that fellow will feel so motivated that you have given the responsibility to him to look after the entire Delhi or entire Bareilly. Then comes the advancement. Advancement for the sales force is very important. Advancement simply means that whenever the salesperson is approaching to the new distributors or retailers or the new clients, he should have the tools to complete his conversation. Like he should be given with the laptop and the latest MIS, ERP, or the mobile phones or any kind of gadget which is needed to generate the sales. So that refers to the advancement. And the last is the work itself. There are many kind of work which somehow the people hesitate to do. So if you don't have any kind of interest in doing the work, no power can motivate you. So you have to find that how the interest can be generated in doing a particular work, and that is primarily the responsibility of the organization, that the work must be made interesting, and job enrichment kind of things can be done in this aspect. Let's have a look on the third theory. It's the McGregor theory X and theory Y, and he generally talked about two concerns by the management. The one is the theory X, and other is the theory Y. Theory X simply suggests that the people don't like to work. It's a negative kind of approach which the organization follows. And on the other hand, the theory Y suggests you the positive way of talking with the people or thinking about the people, and it always takes the positive dimensions from many aspects. So let's check different spheres. Like I have taken the attitude. On the basis of attitude, theory X is a totally negative kind of attitude generation towards the people, while theory Y talks about the positive approach. Second is the direction. Direction in theory X, if you follow the theory X, it must be forced or coerced into compliance. Means all the direction are there to complete the task, and there is one person who will always give you direction towards the completion of the task. While in theory Y, direct ourselves towards an accepted target. The people are motivated enough while use of the theory Y, and they automatically complete their task because they are self motivated. When we talk about the responsibility in both the theories, so in theory X there is need for direction and no responsibility, or generally avoid to give the responsibility to the people, so that the people may not be they may be neglected, or they may not feel themselves responsible for any of the tasks. While in theory Y, there is a thrive for the responsibility, and people are born or made responsible for the duties which they perform. If we talk about the motivation, so generally it is clearly understood that in theory Y the people are not motivated at all, because it follows a negative kind of approach. While in theory Y, most of the people you will find are satisfied and motivated enough to do the job. In creativity terms, if you talk about theory X, so theory X, there is a very little room for creativity and innovation, while in theory Y the people may think creatively, and there is a sound room for showing their innovation and creativity skills. Just have a look on the extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. The first child, which is known as the extrinsic motivation. Basically, the meaning is motivated to perform an activity to earn a reward or avoid punishment. It's a kind of, forceful kind of a motivation, where where the child is running, that champ is playing the football or playing the game, but there is no inner motivation inside him, because everything whatever he is doing, it's just to avoid the punishment. On the other hand, the intrinsic kind of motivation comes from your inside, and whatever you do, whatever you achieve, it's all for your personal commitment and for your personal growth. So we have to focus on the intrinsic kind of motivation every time. Now, let's have a look on the kind of motivational techniques which generally are used by the companies for motivating their employees. On the one hand, there are the external rewards, and in this comes the salary, working conditions, benefits, and environment. On the other hand, we have the internal rewards like achievement, responsibility, recognition, feedback, learning, and growth. Now, check them one by one. When we talk about the achievement, as I have earlier spoken about this term, make people achieve something. Because just imagine that when you were a child and you achieved something like you won some prize, or you came first in the class, or you came first in the extempore activity, or your madam has asked you something, or sir asked you something, and you have performed that duty. So that's a kind of motivation that comes from inside, and achievement makes the people responsible, as well as they feel motivated. Second is the responsibility. Responsibility is very important, and the day when you join the company as a salesman, some kind of responsibility is given to you. To perform that responsibility, some authority needs to be given to the people, and responsibility agar nahi hogi, if you are not held responsible, there will be no commitment at all. The third is the recognition. And whenever you have achieved something, the organization should recognize the people, the winners, and award them with some good service quality awards, best operation awards, best trainers awards, and some kind of bonus can also be given. Not only the monetary aspect, if you follow the non monetary aspect, some shield or some certificate can also be given to recognize the work of the people. As a part of feedback, also follow a system of feedback and performance appraisal, that is the 360-degree system in which both the boss and the subordinate will participate. It's also a kind of motivation if you are ensure enough that yes, whatever hard work you are doing for the sake of the company, it all is in the good books of the company, and the company also admire that thing. So that is the main concern, if you are clear enough about the feedback which you are generating about a particular employee. At the last, we have the learning and growth. There must be opportunities for learning. So, for that sake, you need to give the training to the people time to time, so that they are trained enough, and they can understand the changes in the scenario, in the situation, and accordingly they can deal with. Same in the case of growth also. There should be a groom, there should be a chance of personal growth. The people can improve themselves, their skills, and also their academic career, as well as their professional career can also be on the path of the growth. Thank you.